Glad we can at least agree that I don't ever want to see you again. This was nice. I wish you the best of luck.
Hey guys, today we're talking Love is Blind Season 7, Episodes 10 and 11.
Shit's getting crazy.
I wore my Knuff shirt for Marissa.
There you go.
Since it changed her life, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
the Barbie.
The
Yeah,
Barbie-
there you
the
go.
Barbie movie.
Yeah.
I think you might need to lend that to somebody else.
Oh, yeah?
Who might not feel like he's Knuff.
That's right.
How do they make a whole movie about Barbie, but Ken's still the star?
That's right. Marissa didn't understand that.
Yeah, she didn't get that part.
That's right.
But anyways, let's start off talking about Marissa and Ramses.
Yeah. Wow.
What do
Yeah.
you think about these two?
What
these
do
I think Marissa.
What do I think?
I think Marissa better never get cancer.
Look,
Well, this starts off like Marissa's kind of giving him the cold shoulder,
Yeah, a little bit.
and she's in a mood.
Well, yeah. I mean, she's on her period. She said she's sick, so she's all kind of shit wrong with her, and he's still wanting to freaking hit it up, right?
Yeah.
He's like, "You gonna give me some of that, some good?" And
I
she's
just
like,
need
"Nah,
to
man, I'm
know
sick."
that, all right, I'll give you a pass this week, but this better not happen
That's
again.
right. This
is
shit
what I'm
happens
saying.
again. We're gonna have some problems. Is what he's saying. Is what he's talking about. And then she's like, "Well, look, there's people like, what about girls to get cancer and stuff? You know?" He's like, "Oh, you're bringing up some valid points."
There was not a reassurance
Yeah, no.
there.
I was like, "Holy shit, this guy."
and he's like, but I love you.
Now, this is kind of interesting because there is an issue of affection here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Previously, she'd been very affectionate, right?
Yeah.
So
It didn't seem to be an issue, especially in Mexico. She was all
Oh,
about
yeah.
affection.
Yeah.
Look, there's affection, and then there's like constantly wanting to have sex or having sex
Right.
every night. And clearly, like she said, she was sick. She commutes 2 hours a day.
She's tired. on her
She's
period.
tired.
Yeah.
I mean,
But this
have
is
some
like
grace here.
this is like week 2 or 3, and she's like, "I'm over this kind of stuff."
Dude, she was on her period, man.
Dude!
Holy crap.
She wasn't
damn.
just
You
talking
gotta give her a
about
break,
this
man.
one moment. I don't think.
Nah. First of
I don't
all,
know.
it's been a week, like
Yeah.
one moment, and like what, maybe 2 nights in a row.
Well,
Sure.
'cause-
Guess what? The period lasts longer than one day.
And then the thing is, because afterward they were fine, they were having sex
Yeah.
again, right? So
Well, I don't know about that,
yeah.
but
And then-
She
and
said
then
she was
right back at
feeling
it.
sick. Like, come on,
Yeah,
just have
you
some
gotta give her
grace.
a break, man.
Did he offer to take care of her? Did he offer to get her some soup?
Well, he offered to
Did
take care of her, all right.
I mean, all he was concerned about was having sex.
Yeah.
And
I don't know about that.
yeah, that's
Well, I
that's
mean,
what
He
the
was
edit shows.
actually pretty reasonable.
I mean,
I thought.
Huh?
Like when she was like, "Oh, I'm not
No.
feeling," he's like, "That's fine. That's cool."
He was saying that, but his words
As
were saying
long
that.
as it doesn't happen again.
Right.
Like,
Right. He's like, "I'm cool with it this time. It's okay, honey."
Yeah, I just, is this like our future? You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
and that may be true because near the end, it's kind of flipped, right? He's like, "I don't know if I'm feeling this,"
Yeah,
and
right.
she's like, "I'm ready to get married,"
Yeah.
and he's like, "Meh."
He's like, "Well, I was talking to my friends."
Yeah, people listening to their friends
Oh, that
this
seems to be a theme
episode.
in this one, yeah.
yeah.
No doubt.
I do not like Ramses.
So-
I do not like Ramses. I do not like Ramses. I
What
can't
what
say
could the
that.
friends
I
say
don't
about
either.
Marissa?
And I think at this point, I think Marissa's just trying to force something that's not there at this point. I think there's enough red flags now where you don't belong together and you need
Yeah.
to just let it go.
Yeah.
So,
Well, she meets Bowden, but she's not that impressed.
nah, she's like, "Oh, he was like a friend."
Yeah, she
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
reaffirms, like, "Hey, I chose the right guy."
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So-
but again, I
She
think
did- not to say he's the right guy because I've heard some bad things about him
Bowden,
too.
oh yeah. Bowden makes it rough, evidently. But
Yeah.
but I mean, like I said, I think she's just trying. She's pushing it too hard. She wants it. I think she probably realizes that she really wants it, or she's portraying that she wants it more than she really does. But for some reason, she's just so focused on this working that she's willing to overlook a lot of stuff. You know, and I don't get it.
Either that or she just wants to be the one to say no. She's going to take
Maybe.
it all the way through and
Yeah,
she's
I
just
don't
going to
know.
say no.
I don't see her being that type of person.
She did.
but
I mean,
maybe,
she
don't know.
also brought up,
Maybe.
like, when they were on the boat about how she doesn't want to carry the mental load. Like, he's not
Yeah,
kind of,
like,
like,
he ain't
pulling
helping
his
enough.
weight that way. Like, she's like,
Well,
are you
she's
worried?
really big on like the gifts too now,
Oh,
right? She's
yeah.
like, "Well, you can get my mom
mom,
this."
yeah.
He's like,
It's like, I'm getting your mom something, you getting my mom something. He's
So
like, well,
she brought
I
up
guess.
flowers. Flowers are a big thing, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's got to get flowers.
Typical man response, you know? He's just a dude
That's
at
right.
the end of the day.
Yeah, all right, I'll
He's
get
just
you.
a
I
dude
guess I'll get your mom
that
something.
doesn't
All
want
right.
to get gifts, has to be told what to do, and wants to have sex whenever he wants it.
Yeah,
regardless
typical
of how she is. Typical.
Except he don't support the
Yeah,
military.
exactly. right, yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I don't know about these two. And I mean, the ball seems like it's in his court at the end.
We have a great future ahead of us. I want to marry you.
Like they left us. That was the cliffhanger of this episode, is that conversation. And I really hope that actually turns around and that she kind of takes the power back. Because like, what
I don't see that
what do you have to doubt? Like, now.
Yeah. There are some cool dates this episode, though.
Oh,
they go
were,
to the
man.
obstacle course,
That
doing
was
some
cool.
skydiving,
Skydiving was cool.
go-karting.
See, in the last episode, we were saying we thought it was going to be Hannah and Nick skydiving, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was freaking Ashley and Tyler. I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they had some cool dates. A little art dinner thing with Garrett.
that was cool.
kind of cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You get some ideas?
No.
No.
Not for me.
No.
Let's get to Tim and Alex.
Oh, dude. Wow.
Mm.
Now here's what I'll say. You know, I mean, they had a great meeting with the family, right? His family came. They liked her. You know, they had a good conversation. Then evidently, right afterwards, she went to bed and took a nap, you know, or whatever. And, you know.
It's exhausting to put yourself on all
I mean,
day
now, you know,
long.
so they get in this. And that's the thing, too. Another time, they don't show us the argument, right? They don't show us any kind of argument after
They
stuff.
skip a lot on this.
This whole season has been like this. They drop us in the middle of an argument. They're showing one side of it. So it's like, sure, we can form our opinions on what we're being shown.
Right, exactly. But show us the actual no shit.
Why are
event.
they not showing it?
That's a good
Are
question.
they trying to paint someone in a good light, you think?
I don't know, man, because, you know, at this point, Alex was looking a hell of a lot better than he was at this point.
Well,
you know.
here's the deal. Like, you know, we just got to talk about Ramses. They're not really affectionate. You know who else is not affectionate? Really, Tim, especially when he's
True.
pissed off.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No,
So-
hell no.
And he essentially says it.
I'm not physically affectionate. Do not touch me. That's just how I am, but that's something that she wants all the time. But if we just got in an argument, I'm not going to want to cuddle.
He says it was work. He said, like, I'm putting in the work. I rolled over and put my arm around you while I was sleeping.
I was like, come on.
I'm
bro.
working hard here,
He's
man.
like,
Working
you know
here.
how much work that took for me to do that, you know? Now
My girl's like, I took a nap.
Yeah. Now,
1 hour.
was it kind of dumb of you to take a nap when his parents just drove 10 hours and they're visiting? Sure. But at the same time, you know,
she said 4 or 5 hours with him. It's not like
Yeah,
she
that's
just went
true.
to bed.
but still, I'm just like, come on. You
He
just,
said when the cameras were on.
right. He said, as soon as the cameras went off, you went to bed. So,
Now, like, I kind of get both these sides, but however, you got to communicate to her.
That's
You know
what
what I
she's
mean?
oh, yeah, no,
saying.
absolutely. She told him that.
Yeah, and she didn't like totally disregard what he's saying, but
No.
she's like, you got to tell me. If it's important, you let me know and I'll correct.
Oh, yeah. And
Like-
he was like,
Yeah.
but then he's like, you know, because then they're talking about, you know, I cooked a big dinner, and then afterward I did the dishes.
Let me tell you
this and
something.
that.
She prepares this huge plate of food, and she's like licking her lips, and then old Tim has that face. Ruined her dinner,
That's
man.
right. That's right. That was a big plate of food. Man. I was
Yeah.
like, holy shit, that girl's gonna eat.
She didn't
I
even
was like,
get
man.
to it. She's like,
like,
can we have a word?
You want me to come sit on the
Oh, yeah.
couch? Like, I'm at the table here.
And
you
then,
know?
and then, you know, at this point, he was a jerk. You know, he really was, man.
He was.
that
I
dude
mean,
was just a jerk. You know?
as cool as he was to her father, this is a different
Oh, yeah.
Tim
Big
here.
time.
This is so I kind of saw glimpses of this Tim in Mexico. We saw this, like, he was
Yeah.
very shut down, and even like
But she made it sound like, yeah, that was her fault, right? She was even agreeing, okay,
like,
you know.
I put my hand in your face. So like we
Right.
again, this is not an argument that we got to see. So like
Yeah.
we're only hearing their little like tidbits of information about how that possibly went. And she seemed like the aggressor in that, and that he was having a hard time with that. And then but she like, so let me hug you, and he was just kind of really cold to her. And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
he's taken a long time to get over this. Like, what did she do to him?
Oh, yeah.
But now I realize he's just cold.
Yeah.
Well, but obviously that's still in the back of his head, too. And it's just, but, you know,
Come
but
on.
he came here to dump her, that conversation right there.
He
That's
was
all that
talking
was.
at her.
I mean,
He was
he-
not.
he-
It was not a conversation.
He was like, this is a one-way conversation,
Yep.
but it's not.
Yeah.
But that's what he wanted.
She's like, you know, are you going to hear what I'm saying? He's like, I'll always listen. So she started talking, and he didn't interrupt, but at the same time, he had already had his mind made up, period, you know, so
Yeah.
it just didn't make it, you know, it didn't matter what she was going to say or not.
Well, I mean, he even started with like he presented something that she did wrong, and like in a generic form, and she said like, and he said, "Are you going to let me speak?" And like,
he said that like 10 times. You gonna let me speak? You're like, bro, you're having a conversation. It's
a back and forth, but he had no intention on it being a back and forth, and you knew that by his 2 closing lines, which was, "When it comes to me being married to somebody and having a wife, for you and me, it's not happening. It's a no."
He says no on marriage. And he also says,
never want to see you again.
I never want to see you
what
ever
what
again.
an asshole, man.
Like, that is completely unnecessary.
What did this woman do to you to make you say that to her? You know,
Yeah.
It's like, come on, man.
There is no scenario that I see myself standing there and saying yes to making you my wife forever.
Just because she fell asleep like 2 times?
Yeah.
Like, why can't you just say, look, obviously your family, like our family values the way we treat our family. Like, we're not on the same page with that. Like, the way we argue.
Communication is the same, whatever.
Yeah, the way we argue, our communication, our affection, it turns out we're just really not on the same page. It's just not going to work for us long term.
I honestly think this blindsides her too, because like the way she was getting the food, she's like, "Oh,
yeah."
And then he's like, "I got something to tell you."
Yeah,
sit your ass down.
I do like that she told him at the end, like, "Well, are you saying is this it?" Like, and he's like, "I said what I said."
Yeah, because she was like, if there's a chance, I'm going to keep talking and say some stuff. And he's like, "No, that's it." She's like,
so then she just said her piece about her dad. She's like, "I can't believe 2 days ago," and what he said 2 days ago, like, 2 days ago, what he said to her dad,
right?
Like, she's the love of my life. Like, this is it. I am like.
Yeah, I don't really. They never showed them being affectionate, really, though. You know what I mean? So
really.
I think that aspect was missing, and I think Tim was just going through the motions, and it's just I don't know. He could only take so much, I guess.
Why go through that with her dad?
Right, exactly.
That's what sucks.
Yeah.
Why do that to your parents? Drove 10 hours. Why did your parents drive 10 hours if you had no intention on marrying them?
Maybe he's just maybe he had, maybe he didn't have any ill intentions, but.
And maybe that
has emotional issues.
And maybe that was his final test, right? He's like, well, we'll see how it goes with my parents, see what happens. And of course, he got pissed off about that. So at that point, he's like, whatever, I'm done.
Well, he has since, like, these episodes were dropped this morning. He has posted on his Instagram saying, like, there's a lot we don't know. And that
there is, for sure.
That he's even worse.
And that he's trying to be respectful and not including different things that happened, I guess, or whatever. But also that he went in there wanting to be intentional with his words so that she had no doubt
he was in it.
That he was done.
Yeah, I don't know. Normally when people refuse to spill the tea, there is none. You know what I mean? So
yeah, that's true too.
I don't know.
Especially in today's
and I'm actually quite surprised he went to the get together after this, where they both showed up. Yeah. And I was like, wow.
That was weird. Yeah.
And then I think the guys were kind of shocked too.
Mm-hmm. And they're like, bro, they're like, bro, it's done. He's like, yeah, man, done. I'm done with this shit. And he's like,
and with that in mind, I'm glad we can at least agree that I don't ever want to see you again.
Yeah, I was just like, man, what a jerk move, man. Like, you don't got to tell her, oh, I never want to see you again. It's like, come on, man.
And if you're being so respectful, why couldn't you do it in that moment?
Exactly.
And how come Brittany and Leo weren't at this get together?
Yeah.
We had Kate. Like, we had people who didn't even make it on the show, really.
Yeah, Katie wasn't even a big part, but they throw her in to stir up some stuff.
Katie Bowden,
that's exactly why Kate and Bowden were there.
Exactly.
That is exactly why they were there. No doubt about it.
These two. It's weird. Very weird.
It's a very weird, and we don't know the full story, obviously, because
we don't, but he can still
the way the show has edited this relationship, I really don't know
who
was at fault here.
The way they've edited this whole damn show
he was
is crazy, man. They have left so much stuff out this season and left us just guessing on what the hell's going on with a lot of these relationships. It's just crazy, man.
Well, there's just too much, I think. These things, this is the messiest season ever.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no doubt.
Let's get to Ashley and Tyler.
Mm-hmm. This freaking clown, dude.
This
asshole finally had an opportunity to be honest, and she's like, so, okay, let's talk about it. So that basically picks up where that last conversation left off, it seems like. He's still wearing his hoodie. She's still in the same outfit.
Yeah.
Do the kids know what you look like?
I don't think so.
And she's like, so, do these kids even know what you look like? And he's like, I don't think so. Just like,
there are pictures on the internet.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Of him wearing matching pajamas with these kids.
There's so many pictures of him with his kids.
This guy just worries me because he's such a good talker and comes across so genuine.
Yes.
He's got her mom fooled. He's got everybody fooled, man. I was just watching this crap and I was like, wait till these poor people all find out really what's going on here, man.
And Ashley, for gives them after all
Exactly.
this, and she's still on it. She's like, I'm not mad, I'm disappointed, but she's kind of hooked at some point and has so much fun and feelings that she can't let go.
As long as there's
And
no
even the
other
girls-
kittens in the bag.
And when they had to get, and when they had to get together, and she's talking with the girls about it, the girls are like, "Oh yeah, you know, you should forgive him. It's understandable, you know, because they don't know the whole damn picture yet either, right?" So I'm just like, oh, I mean, what a freaking jerk, dude. What just a nasty human being, dude. Like
She already forgave
kids,
you for all this. I don't understand why you just don't come
No,
clean.
Exactly. And his poor kids, dude. They're gonna see this someday, and they're gonna be like, "Wow, my dad just act like I don't even exist." Basically, you know, it's like, man.
And the fact that she's given him so many different opportunities to like come clean about it, you know, and she's like, "There is nothing else, right?" And he's like, "No, I don't think so."
Like, it's fun. I mean, like you said, he appears so nice and so good and so genuine, and deep down, he's just a horrible human being, man. I'm saying it's crazy, freaking crazy.
Yeah, I just maybe there's something wrong there, you know.
Yeah.
But he's doing more harm than good with
by
this.
far.
So I don't understand.
I mean, she gave you the easy way to come clean right there. She's already willing to forgive you. Just tell her the full story at this point. But no, he's still going to keep playing games and lying.
And I feel bad for her because she's a sweetheart.
Oh, dude, she's amazing.
Yeah.
She is an amazing human being, man. Absolutely.
Yeah. And man, when they were trying on the dresses and we met her mom, like had we not seen her?
I don't think we saw her.
We hadn't seen her mom
No,
before.
we hadn't.
I was like, her mom looks like she's younger than she is. I'm like, dude, like her mom's like really sweet and like young looking.
It's nice, man.
And I'm like, this family is just like so sweet. Both her parents and like, I don't know. She just deserves so much better.
Now, is he being fake every other time then? Or like, what's going on here?
Well, how do you trust anything?
Yeah. I mean, if you're lying about the most important thing in your life, right, those kids, then what else are you lying about, you know? I mean, it's nuts, man.
I mean, they're only his part-time kids.
Right.
You think you know someone.
Yeah, right, exactly. Nuts.
Oh. I don't know the full story behind that either. Like, because there's all sorts of different people, like different versions on the internet. I'm sure we'll figure this out at
But
the
the bottom line
reunion.
is pictures don't lie.
There are pictures of him with the kids.
I just think there's got to be something loose in his head where it's just he thinks this is fine and he feels some kind of shame or something and just is like a coward to come out with it almost. But
he definitely is, for sure.
I mean, he presents as such an amazing guy.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Speaking of which, we did do a poll of like who gave you the worst ick. Who'd you guys choose?
The worst ick.
Steven, I think that chose on it.
Yeah, I think I chose Steven.
Well,
too.
Steven is in the lead, 65%. So the audience agrees.
Is Ramses in a close second?
Second place is Leo at
Yeah,
17%.
All right, but
Leo in the pods by far the worst.
Yeah.
I agree. Steven outside of pods. We also took these polls before these episodes and like we asked, do Ramsey and Marissa get together? And 85% said no. And last season, the audience got all these right. So 85% no.
I said no on that one.
Yeah, I still say no.
And Ashley and Tyler, it's a 64% no. So if the audience is right like last time, then...
I'm worried about this one because...
Is she going to find out?
Yeah, if she doesn't find out, it's a yes.
Yeah, and temporarily until she finally does find out, you know?
So, like, I really hope it's a no because I really hope she finds out before she makes that mistake.
I mean, it's going to rip that poor girl's heart out,
Yeah.
man. It's crazy.
Yeah, and Tim and Alex, it was a no at 72%.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
He never wants to see her again, so.
That's right.
Yeah. And the audience said Nick and Hannah is 89% right. And as we know from this episode, they're definitely right.
We're still going to talk about it. And Taylor, I'm sure, I mean, and
Taylor,
everybody was all about Taylor and Garrett, right? Which they're still looking good.
Yeah, and 87% yes on that one. So that's the couple everyone thinks is golden.
Yeah.
But they do have some issues this episode, right?
Yeah. You know what, though? The previews we saw made it look a lot worse than what it really turned out to be.
Well,
right?
with the family especially. Like, what are they doing with that?
Bro.
They showed that preview through 2 episodes. Like, two chunks, and like there was nothing there.
Yeah. Now, was he in the wrong? Absolutely, man. Just come clean, tell her, you know, whatever, dude. But they made such a big deal. They made such a big deal out of it on the previews, and they kind of found out, you know, they get past it, and it was fine. And I was like, dude,
well, they have a difference in what the details and the facts. Like, there's a difference there.
Yeah,
he doesn't understand
semantics.
Yeah, and I didn't understand either because details are part of facts, right?
But it was kind of funny because before they go to that event, she's like, "If a girl talks to you, you shut that S down."
You're just shutting it down. Yeah. I'm engaged. Yeah. That's it.
Shut it down.
It's shut it down.
She's like setting the tone here. And then they talk about that text and he's like, I just liked it or whatever. And he makes it pretty clear they did not respond. He just likes it. But then when he's talking to Tyler, it's a different story.
Oh, yeah, I told her.
She's like, wait, what? What did you say you did?
And the funny thing is, he's telling this story, and then she's like, what? You did this? And he's like, well, I don't remember. But he just told this vivid story of how it went down.
He's like, it was something like that or whatever.
Evidently, the story he told was the truth. Because at some point, she probably saw it, and then, and then they hashed it out. So evidently, he did tell the chick, hey, I'm engaged now. Well,
she said, let me see your phone. He's like, yeah, I don't have it on. You don't need to see it right now, right?
Okay, well, let me see your phone. What did you say?
It's over there. I can go get it, but can I get it later?
Right, we're gonna get it later.
He's like, Tyler, give me some advice. How do you do it?
How do you do it?
Say, handling this kid shit.
You're so good.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think that it's an overreaction to the text from the ex, personally. Anyway,
yeah,
but if it is important to her, then she communicated that. That's the thing. They had this disagreement, this argument, but they communicated about it. Were they drunk at the time this was happening?
Oh, she looked very drunk.
Oh, yeah.
It was definitely, they were drunk. So, like, clearly when they sobered, they were up all night. Like, they sobered up and they were able to talk through it.
Well, remember, because when they were talking, he's like, I know, I'm the effing problem here.
I just don't know why at that bar he couldn't take ownership of it and make it go away. He kept trying to minimize it, sidestep things, and be like, well, semantics, details.
Well, part of me was wondering, is he trying to sabotage this? Like, does he want out of this? Like, I was wondering, like, is that what he's doing? Is this like a Steven thing where he's like, oh no, you found my text?
Right.
But no, like, I like the way they
fixed it.
They fixed
what she did say at that night is too many red flags.
But again, they were drinking.
Well, I need to be 200% for you to like be my family, and now I'm not 200%.
Right.
Yeah. She's debating the whole relationship.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's what I don't like. We've already seen trailers for when he's talking to her mom, and we haven't seen that yet. So we know they make up.
Right.
And they showed us that too early, and I hate that.
Yeah.
Because at this point, I could be like, oh my God, what's going to happen? But I already seen the previews, so I know they're going to make it up and at least talk to her mom.
Right, exactly.
Well, actually, the mom, they didn't show him talking to the mom in San Diego. The mom came to DC for the dress fitting.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So when when she was in San Diego, like, it was the table of all the friends and like,
that's right.
I guess, distant family or whatever.
Yeah.
But when they actually met, because her dad doesn't want to be on camera.
Yeah, and her mom was complaining about the traffic on a Saturday, and I'm like, yep, that's our area.
Yeah, I think they cut some stuff off because I think the mom in the trailer said, he said, what are your concerns? And I don't think they even showed that this go.
Yeah, you're right.
So I'm like, what happened with this conversation?
Yeah. Again, Netflix just cutting out so much crap this season. We're like, what the hell's really going on here?
This is like...
The point is, I should have told you this.
Yeah.
Like, Big Brother used to have this, like, live feed thing. I need the uncut, like, unedited version.
You want to see him sleeping or something?
Yeah, I need to know what happened, because that's when these arguments happen. Like, if somebody wakes up and be like, oh my God, you snored, and then that's like a big thing. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but this couple's looking good again.
Yeah. Toward the end of this, man, they're
on the path to marriage, I guess.
Yeah. They went to San Diego, had a great time. They come back, like I said, met with mom, had a great time. So
she's not a good tour guide, though.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's okay.
So now let's get to Nick and
Oh, you saved him for last, did you?
Yeah, what a show that was. Dude, it's funny because Josh, you and I were like our last episode that we did. We're like, you know what, man, Hannah is maybe getting straighten this guy out. She's being a little mean. Maybe she could be a little nicer, but hell no, she doubles down.
She's trying to turn a boy into a man.
That's right. I mean, she doubles down on her assholeness on this one. I was like, holy crap, man.
Unbelievable.
What a jerk.
Yeah, she says some harsh stuff. Like, he just wants to be treated equally.
You just want to be treated as an equal.
I think you get treated like an equal when you start contributing like an equal.
She didn't have a job.
Man, right. Oh, yeah.
She's supposed to be doing all these household chores, and she's not working.
Yeah.
Well, she has a list, and guess what? Nick ain't scratching anything off the list.
No. That's right. It's all still there, every bit of it. And then she triple teams him with her freaking girlfriends, and I was like, what an asshole.
That was rough. I felt like he was just going to cry and run.
Yeah, right.
Look, here's the thing. He's not good with his words. He's not like this, debater. He's just not good with his words.
He can be smooth with his words when he wants to be.
Evidently, Nick's not good at anything because she trashes his sex too. I mean, like, on camera, this woman is trashing his sex. Like, oh, he didn't like to go down and eat the hoo-ha.
Yeah,
and doesn't like to do X, Y, and Z.
He doesn't like to eat from her plate, if you know what I mean.
That's right. Sure.
Well, I just think that when she has this conversation too, she's like, you got to be really careful. And like, it's a sensitive topic to men because like it affects their masculinity and everything. And I'm like, you're having this conversation.
I can't believe she said that.
In a bar with like
camera.
6 other women
and
on camera.
She knew it was on camera, right? There's plenty of times when that camera's not around that she could talk.
Was she drunk?
Well, they were all, of course, drinking, but still, that's messed up, man.
Yeah, it's a lot of people, but the people that I've had sex with, we've been very sexually explorative. Nick's not like that, right? And
well, then it's funny because then he has that 40-minute conversation with Katie. And, and yeah, there was a lot of flirtation stuff, but at the end, they kind of hash it out. And it's funny because she said the exact same thing about him that I said in the very beginning. She's like, I think all your Rico Suave stuff, she's like, I think that's just you covering for your, insecurities. And that's exactly what I said about him in the first couple episodes. And she's like, that's what she saw. She said, look, you seem like a great guy. You seem like you got a lot of insecurities, and your Rico Suave stuff is kind of your way of dealing with that. So.
That was interesting because they're kind of crushing on each other. They said they gave each other goosebumps.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
He was a little too, I don't know. This could be an editing thing too. He didn't until the end say, like I got a great girl in Hannah or whatever. Like there was all this conversation about like how they were each other's number one and how she's beautiful. And then like you look into her eyes and she's beautiful and her Instagram is beautiful and she's a good person on the inside. And so there was a lot of compliments going back and forth between each other. And at the very end, he's like, I love Hannah. Like,
but again, how far into that 40-minute conversation? Well, this could have been the beginning of that 40-minute conversation,
And he could have said that many times in that conversation. They just didn't edit it.
He was entertaining something.
But
maybe leaving the door open. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows?
But also the way she handled it was just wrong.
Yeah. But until towards the end, then she was like, look, you got a great thing going over there. And he was like, look, and he's like, and I hope you found somebody wonderful,
But this guy can't figure out the lights or the disposal billing.
That's right.
These are simple things.
Yeah, super simple. There's 6 things that I just named off, and they're all super simple things, Nick. Like, take the dog out.
Well,
got her list.
When she sits down with him with that list to have this conversation with him, and she's got this like notebook and everything, and
the look on her face.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
did she just?
It's like an interview. To me, it seems like she's either parenting him or she's like a counselor on the, he's on the couch and she's like, okay, well, how did that make you feel? Or did you said you did this, but did you do that? Like, how did that make you feel? Like, did you feel like a man when you did that? Or did you know how to do that? Or how did that go? Like,
or how about this? Whenever they're first talking, and she's like, so how's everything going? And this is before they went to visit her friends. And he was like, well, I think, all the stuff is going well with your family, with my family. They all seem to like us together. And she's like, well, Nick, I don't care about other people's opinions. I care just about what I think about us. But then here come her friends, and all of a sudden, my friends don't like them.
Even her mom was like supporting him.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. She was. Yeah.
And she's having this conversation with her mom, like, and she's like, well, I had my friends met him, and they don't like him.
Her mom's like, who gives a crap about that? Don't worry about that. Yeah.
I mean, but
it was odd because she's like, we don't have anything in common. She's like, no, that matters if you got love.
Look, I think her parents want to marry her off, get rid of her. Like, I don't know. But it was just that whole conversation on the couch. I just felt so bad for him because
that poor guy, man.
She wouldn't. And in multiple cases, like when they were doing the little jungle gym thing and she was talking to him and like, again, that's like a report card thing. And like, when you contribute equally or whatever. And he's saying, well, sometimes I feel like you just put me down or you berate me or you just like, and she's like, she just doesn't own up to that.
No.
She wants respect.
And she's mad at him. In this breakup conversation, she's like, I'm just not getting what I deserve. And I don't think you understand how I feel. And I'm like, he's literally tried to tell you so many different times that he feels like you're telling him he's not enough. And you're not giving
enough, Josh. He's not enough.
And you're not giving him the safe space to say that.
Is he genuine though?
Genuine.
I think he's being genuine.
I don't like that.
I think he's being genuine.
I think
he is, man. I think dude's being genuine. I think Nick is a decent dude. She just treats him like crap.
I don't know. Something to me says he's trying to look good for the camera, though.
And she said that.
Because is he really doing these small things? Like, is he taking the dog out? I need to know.
But again, it's not her. At the end of the day, it's not his damn dog,
Yeah, but she mentions this multiple times.
She does.
She's got the checklist.
He has mentioned multiple times that she doesn't like him berating her.
We'll do something and you don't get berated, right?
Now, was having a 40-minute conversation with Katie the smartest thing? No, of course not. You know, like, dude, if you're gonna go talk to somebody, make a 10-minute conversation. You know,
he needs closure.
You know? Yeah. But then nobody
He doesn't need
closure. I don't need it, but I do need it.
He's not good with his words, man. I'm telling you.
But, I mean, she was a jerk, man. She just clearly jerked to him.
Yeah, she's cold. Like, she's not upset.
Yeah,
she's
no.
not crying. She's like, I love you. I mean, I love you. It's
She
just
says
not
all
gonna
this
work.
crap, and then she's like, "Now give me a hug,"
That's
and I'm
right.
like, "What the heck?"
Yeah, and
It's
she's smiling.
all about her. Because even when
totally.
she said
Yeah, it's
that,
totally
she's like,
about her.
do you need a hug? You just broke. He's like, he even said, she's like, well, how do you feel? I just broke up with you.
Feeling I've ever had in my life.
Report back to me and tell me how you feel. And he's like, well, you know, I'm
I do
devastated.
feel like he's being a little fake too, where he says all the right, like, "I just lost the woman of my dreams. I always have you in my heart." Really? I don't know.
Who knows, man? And maybe inside he's elated, like, yes. I'm out of
I would
this.
expect him to be at this point
Right.
because honestly, I'm more on his side. But he's not without issues, to be fair.
Yeah, no, he's not.
Okay, but
No,
again,
definitely not.
this
We
is
talked about that. You know?
This is the same thing like we say with Tim and Alex. Like, you guys aren't compatible. You're not going to work out. Why you got to be so mean about it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And
I don't
again,
know.
it's just so cold.
What's
It's
kind
so
of weird
calculated.
is when they get back from that group thing, like Nick is kind of on the offensive and she changes her tone a little bit.
Yes.
she did.
So I'm like,
when he stands up for himself,
'Cause then she's like, oh, let's
assertively.
look at sexy.
let's
you
go
know?
to bed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right, man.
And he's like, "Did you hear what I said?"
Yeah. You hear me, Hannah? Talking to you, woman.
Also,
Hannah, you got that?
Do you hear me, Hannah? Hannah, can you hear me?
also, she was drunk.
Yeah, she was.
So
Yeah.
she was drunk. She might be a little bit a little horny.
Oh, she
like-
definitely was. You can tell she was.
So
Even though Nick doesn't please her, evidently. So why would she want to
Yeah,
forget? You know? So I was like,
yeah, he's
hell.
jealous of her toys.
Right, yeah. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
man.
I mean, I'm definitely more on his side, and she comes off as the villain in this, and the
Oh,
bad
yeah,
guy,
no
because
doubt.
she's harsh.
Oh, big
It's one
time.
thing if she just said, "I need you to step up," but
Yeah.
it's like her delivery, her demeanor, all this
Everything.
kind of stuff.
I'm telling you, it's like a dictator almost. Like, again, she's got the notebook. She's like, like it's.
Yeah, maybe
I
Ramses
don't
would like
know.
this or something.
Right, yeah, maybe.
I don't think so. I don't know.
Yeah, I do wonder if there was a more put together guy, how would this relationship go with Hannah?
How would it have ended with Leo?
What would have happened with Leo?
Yeah. Would he have been like, you know, when you
Hannah.
contribute equally, then
I
I'll
got
treat you
you.
equally.
Yeah.
We'll get the
Yeah,
maid
exactly.
on
He told
that.
her that.
Yeah.
I'm the one that's got the money now. You see this Rolex?
Yeah, apparently
Oh.
she went from someone way up here to way down here, money wise.
Yeah,
Apparently,
Right,
she's done trying.
Yeah,
So,
she's done. She's
Put
given
her
it up.
Yeah.
put her all into
she tried
it.
really hard. And you know, that's what she says. But here's the other thing: she kept trying to say, "I'm not trying to change you. I'm not trying to change your personality." And he's sitting there like, "You're literally asking me to do
Change.
everything."
And then her friends are like,
differently.
no, she's not telling you that. She's telling these are easy things. It's all simple.
Just don't be goofy. Don't give her the ick. Don't like they
Yeah.
left all that out.
Yeah,
They just
yeah.
said the trash.
And
And the
he's
dog.
like, yeah, I'm trying. Yep.
She
I'm
doesn't
trying all
make it
that.
to the dress up, you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I almost felt like she's like, I don't want to give him that satisfaction of
Yeah.
putting that tux on.
Well, you
Yeah,
know, what's
maybe, I don't
funny is I noticed that we didn't see the guys in the tux. We saw them measuring
You're right,
Ramses,
we didn't. They
but
never
like
showed
they
the
never
guys.
showed the guys actually
No.
picking up the tux.
Yeah, because they wasted so much time on the women, man.
Yeah,
There
they
was
spent
like
a lot of time.
There was a ton of time for just
Wasting
three.
time on
Yeah,
the
it was
women.
wasting time for just three women.
Millie's like, "You're
I mean-
wearing me out."
I mean, they spent more time on just three women than they.
Billy thought he was actually there with them. He's like,
Dude,
"What is
I'll
happening?"
be honest. I fast forwarded a little bit through that because I was getting so tired of it. I mean, they spent more time on 3 women than they typically do on 6 women in the other seasons, man. There was a lot of damn time. I was like, holy crap, man. It was
You
just
love
crazy.
this part, though.
Yeah,
Who
well, yeah.
looks the best,
Oh, yeah,
Billy?
yeah. Now, I will say, though, man.
Yeah, whose dress is the best?
Ashley's, that first, was the first dress? No, the second, was the second dress?
First
Ashley or
one
the
she had.
Yeah, Marissa's, or not Marissa, Tyler's
geez.
second dress was way better. Or
Tyler.
Taylor's second. Tyler's second.
You're a mess.
Taylor's second dress is way better.
Yes.
Marissa's, or Ashley's first dress, I think, was better.
I do like Taylor's mom too, and everybody's like,
Oh,
"Oh
dude,
my
she called it
god,"
out,
because
yeah.
I actually didn't like the dress either.
Yeah, no,
And
no,
I
that
was
dress
like,
was
"Oh,
horrible.
I don't like that at all." Because to me, like the top part just looked too much like lingerie. It didn't really. It looked unfinished to me.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but her mom's like, "Yeah, that's not it." And then Taylor's like, "Yeah, I guess I can try another one on." She's like, this must not be it.
So the previews for the next couple
Tyler and
episodes
Ashley
is
should
like
probably
5
be dropping
seconds.
out.
It was like 5 seconds of nothing. I mean, they showed nothing for the next,
Yeah.
for the next couple episodes.
Well, do you think Marissa and Ramses even make it?
No.
Like, make it to the altar? Like, do we
Yeah.
only actually get 2 weddings?
He's gonna make it to
They'll
the
make it to the altar, but I don't think they're going to say yes. What do you guys think?
No.
I think
They shouldn't.
No.
He's gonna be divorced twice.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's okay, no doubt. Yeah, absolutely.
Which she's like, that's a risky take. Like, she doesn't want it.
Well,
But,
well, she was
also,
making the good points there. She was like, love is scary. She's trying to like reassure him about all this shit. And it's like, well, she's making kind of a good
He's
point.
like, well, I'm scared.
Anyway, Taylor and Garrett. I'm a yes on them for sure at this point.
Yeah, they're the only ones that say yes, unless Tyler and Ashley do. And if they do,
See, Tyler and Ashley probably will because she doesn't know the whole story still. And I feel
that would be a travesty.
Oh yeah, it will be. It's gonna suck when they're watching them both say yes, and then to know that later on she's gonna find out.
I would hope
and, just horrible.
they have their own like individual producers. I would really hope like his producer would be like, dude, you need to like tell her.
Right.
You think they'll pull him aside and be like, hey, before this happens,
right? You need to freaking maybe.
Like, we are not going to be responsible for this,
right.
Or maybe they don't know because like he scrubbed his stuff, but like I mean they say they do background checks and all this other stuff.
Yeah, I mean evidently he did scrub his Facebook of all that stuff beforehand and everything, even though somehow people are.
They don't know about the Wayback Machine. Come on,
That's right. That's right.
I don't know.
If it's on the internet, it's there forever, right?
Yeah,
Find it somehow.
But they're still kind of good together, right?
No. No.
I mean, they're one of the best. I actually think if it weren't for him lying, he'd probably be above Taylor and Garrett.
So for his whole other secret life that he's keeping from her, if it
he's
wasn't
married,
for that,
got another thing. I totally could see that with this guy.
And the thing is, the whole sperm donor thing, I don't even think he's told her that it was done the old-fashioned way either. I think she probably has no clue about that still. Right, so there's so much he's hiding from her right now.
Maybe
like,
she just in her mind thought it was a certain way, and he's like, "I'm not gonna
say anything.
I'm not gonna correct that."
She doesn't need to know the details.
Because I mean, really, when you think about it, well, his friend's lesbian, so she's not having sex with guys. So okay, I don't need. So she's just gonna assume it was freaking artificial insemination, right? So it's like, oh man,
old turkey baster.
No, dude, I can't. I'm really hoping some of these people who just got booted out early come back for this reunion, man. Like I'm hoping we get to see Steven there and some of these
supposedly Monica is kind of made up with Steven.
Oh, yeah, well, that's right. She did have a phone conversation. They're like, oh, you're not gonna date him. She's like, oh hell no. She's like, no, I'm not gonna date him.
I was worried.
She's like, yeah.
I was like, oh my god, we did learn from this.
Yeah, she's like, but we did have a phone call and talked about it, so whatever. At least they did
and
that.
she said he's a nice guy.
Yeah, nice guy. Yeah,
he's got some demons.
Well, there you have it, folks. That is episodes. What was that? 10 and 11. Yeah, so we got 2 more. Down to 3 couples. Like I said, I don't think we've had this before. I think we've been down to like 4 once or twice. I don't think we've ever been down to 3, man. This is kind of crazy. But hey, please tell us what you guys thought. We had a lot of good conversation with some of y'all this last set of episodes, and we love doing that. Love the back and forth. And hey, guys, as always, hit that like and subscribe, and we will check y'all at our next review.